Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch something that I haven't seen in probably over 20 years. It's called Virgin Witch. Let's check it out. This is Christine and Betty, they're sisters. They're going off to London, I believe, and looking to hitch a ride. Christine wants to be a model.
Lady will share bed and breakfast. Discipline given, Miss Turner. Pussy for sale, ask for kitty.
So she meets with Sybil Wade, a famous fashion person.
So you want to be a model? Yes, I know it won't be easy, but I've saved enough money for a course. Can you advise me on the best place to go?
In the meantime, the odd photographic job would help you pay your way.
Appealing.
So she hears about this job on the phone.
Dear child, this is an important assignment. It's one of our biggest clients.
I don't mind how hard I work. I can learn fast.
I'm sure you do. No, it's...
Time. Did you
She ended up getting the job.
Of course not. Sounds a bit funny to me, working over the weekend.
She gets to go to this castle for a photo shoot.
We'll take Betty's cases up to her room.
So she takes her sister with her
We can share them if you like.
as they arrive at this estate. That's the photographer in the back. To get this job, she had to agree to do nudes, which she had no problem doing.
It's very short. There's some action coming up, okay?
Although I can't really show you those shots, but they're really nice. While her sister is showing her everything to the photographer, Betty wanders around the estate and finds like some sort of ceremonial altar place in the basement. Looks like witchcraft. At one point she gets spooked outside and runs and trips and falls and passes out. Doctor tends to her and gets some information out of her.
Textbook case. You are, I'm quite sure, the Virgin.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the photographer decides he can't keep his hands off of her, so he and Christina start making out, although they don't quite perform the deed.
What are you looking at that girl for?
He's peeping at Betty taking a bath.
There's another girl?
Yes. If Gerald's happy with Betty, why not use her?
At
You could
dinner,
easily believe I was a Roman
they
Catholic
freely admit to witchcraft.
or a Jew. Witchcraft is a religion, though. One of the oldest. Perhaps the oldest.
It's white witchcraft, apparently, and she's fascinated. She wants to become a witch, too.
Do you think she's untouched?
Virgins are hard to come by, as you very well know, Gerald.
I was only thinking about the ritual.
So it's night of the ritual. Christina is stripped of her clothes. The ritual continues, and the dude ceremoniously plants his seed.
The ritual doesn't mean anything. Now I'm a witch. Now I can please myself.
Chris, I'm worried. You don't know what you've got involved in. And now that we're together, you and I, we'd better watch out. We're going to make a great team.
I think Sybil likes Christina.
Truth. Begin with, you can read this one.
Black book. Black magic.
You know what I meant with that?
Then you really do believe there's something in it. Black. You can be with him all day.
I think her boyfriend
Just don't
Johnny's
go into
coming.
it.
Betty's
That's not
boyfriend.
asking too much, is it? Of course not. Why? You knew he was coming. You promise. I need your help. If it had been Christine, I could understand.
Look, it's you I've come to see.
Wants to hold another Sabbath.
Sybil wants to make Betty a witch
Yes,
now.
he told me.
He wants me to initiate Betty.
No.
You could persuade her. Easily.
You're not having Betty. She's not ready for the coven yet.
Well, Christine's not happy with that plan, so she's told she has no choice. Suddenly she comes up with some powers and starts burning that photograph of Sybil. As it burns, the real Sybil experiences pain.
What's the matter?
I'm sorry, Gerald.
You do as I ask, and I'll let her go.
I want to see her.
Johnny! You'll do what I ask.
It's the night of the ceremony. Christine and Sybil are giving each other the evil eye. But she starts feeling some sort of pain, which clearly was brought on by Christine. Sybil is unable to continue. Betty is stripped down and Christine kind of stands in. So guy jumps on Betty. Ceremony continues. And before he does anything, he carries Betty off. That's when he learned it was Johnny.
No. Chris.
And he couldn't do it. But he is willing to do the deed with her in a non-ritual setting. Meanwhile, Sybil runs off, and it's like a voodoo type thing, witchcraft. I'm not sure exactly what she's stabbing, but it's having the effect of hurting Sybil. One final big stab, and that's it. She tumbles down, and that's pretty much the end of our movie. All right, let's talk about Virgin Witch. This is a movie that I actually rented from a video store and copied it back in maybe 1997, 98, one of those 2 years. I watched it at the time, didn't remember a damn thing about it. I knew Anne Michelle was in it. I knew her from the movie Mistress Pamela, and this one. So anyway, what we have here is two sisters, and they're played by real-life sisters, Anne and Vicky Michelle. I think Vicky Michelle, is the older one, actually, but I think this was her film debut, I think. Anyway, they play sisters in the movie too. They play Christine and Betty, and they're on their way to London because Christine wants to become a model. Well, she goes to this modeling agency, and right away they get her a job because somebody backed out of something. She has to travel to this like estate or a castle or something like the next day to do some modeling work. She also agrees to be nude because nudity is required for this modeling job. So she is okay. They say it's okay for her to take her sister along. So the two of them go, and they go to this castle, and they're going to spend the weekend there. While they're there, and Christine's outside doing some nude modeling with the photographer, Betty is inside, and she's wandering the house, exploring a little bit, and she goes in the basement and finds like this altar and stuff, and like this medieval looking stuff. It turns out there's witchcraft going on down there. Well, at dinner that night, the people in the house freely admit to doing witchcraft. They say, we're white witches, we don't worship the devil, and, we use our power for good, that type of thing. Well, Christine is fascinated by this, and she wants to become a witch. So they decide to induct her, have a little ceremony where she becomes a witch, which involves her getting naked, everybody else getting naked and dancing around. Next thing you know, she's put on an altar, and the main guy has sex with her on the altar. I guess that's how you become a witch. Well, the Sybil, who's the leader of the modeling agency, she's also a witch. She is fascinated by Christine also and starts kissing her here and there. And she likes Christine. Let's just put it that way. Christine's got a kind of a hard-headed person though. And at one point, Sybil says, Betty needs to become a witch next too. And Christine's like, she ain't ready for this. But Sybil says, you know what? Once you're a witch, you have to obey everything that we say. So yeah, we're going to make her a witch tonight too. So Christine doesn't like that. So she finds a picture of Betty. Now she found a book about black magic, and she must have read it or dabbled in it a little bit. Next thing you know, she's starting this photograph on fire, this photograph of Sybil. And then Sybil starts feeling pain. It's kind of like a voodoo thing. So anyway, at the ceremony that night, whatever she somehow Sybil experiences a lot of pain again, and she can't go through with the ceremony. So Christine stands in for her. Betty is stripped down. She's put on the altar, but instead of the one guy doing it, she has it's like Betty's boyfriend Johnny Christine arranged for Johnny to be there to like be the one to initiate her and have sex with her, even though Johnny's not a witch. I guess, I don't know, but Johnny didn't do it. He ended up scooping her up and running off into the woods and saying, you know, I couldn't do it in front of everybody like that, but I can do it now. And then they have sex on the grass. Meanwhile, Christine is kind of following Sybil, who's running away, and then Christine starts stabbing the ground. I don't know what he's actually stabbing, but it's causing physical pain on Sybil, who eventually falls off this little, I don't know what she was on, but she fell off on, and then she tumbled down to the ground, and she was apparently dead, and that's kind of how our movie ended. So anyway, that is Virgin Witch. They needed a virgin for the ceremony, and they found out that Betty was a virgin, so that's why they wanted to initiate her at the end. But anyway, that's the movie. I really don't know what this movie was all about, to be honest with you, what the point was, because it's not like these witches were evil. They weren't doing anything bad. When they said they were doing white witch stuff, maybe they were, because nobody got hurt. Nobody's doing anything. The only person who hurt anybody was Christine hurting Sybil at the end. There was no horror in this movie, put it that way. And nothing bad happened until the very end. And when it did happen, it was Christine's fault for doing it. Tons and tons of nudity in this movie. Full frontal nudity, male and female. Both Michelle sisters get naked multiple times all over the place. And man, are they good looking ladies too. In fact, Anne Michelle, who played Christina, she reminds me a lot of this actress. I think her name is Gillian Jacobs. She was in that movie Bad Milo. I think she was on a Netflix series, or was it Amazon? Netflix, I think, called Love, I think it was called. Beautiful actress. And yeah, she reminds me of her. It looks a little bit like her too. But anyway, that is Virgin Witch. You know, I can't say it's a bad movie because, man, the nudity was great in this movie. I just didn't understand the horror aspect of it because there really wasn't any. So there you go. Anyway, that's Virgin Witch. Let me know what you think about it. If you've ever seen this thing, leave some comments down below and tell me about it. Virgin Witch, watch it. Bye.